Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Paranormasight. So last we left off, we were going through Susumi's playlist and we reached the morning, which I really thought we were gonna be finishing this game in just one night, but no. Looks like we are gonna continue on. Now, not only do we have to deal with some curse bearers, now we also have to deal with a serial murderer. So that's gonna be fun. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just continue with Susumi's storyline because it's at the moment his storyline is the most interesting for me compared to everyone else's, besides Oki's. But unfortunately, it looks like Oki he's just completely dead. He's not coming back. Neither is Yoko. Either way, I'm just rambling at this point, so I'll shut up and we'll continue with some fancy sushi. Ooh. I like this. Let's see, who should we go for? Let's go over to the school first. Here we are, Komogata High. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are just kind of wandering around aimlessly. That explains why there's some students around here. The news of the dead teacher has also attracted a fair share of rubberneckers. Now that's a term I haven't heard in a while. The atmosphere is kind of tense with this many cops around. For those of you who don't know what a rubbernecker is, it's basically people who are, doing one thing, but they just can't help and look at something very interesting. Happens a lot, when people are driving in cars too. Like maybe they'll see someone walking down the street that catches their fancy, and as they're driving down the road, they'll slowly follow them as they pass by them. Sometimes they'll cause accidents for a reason like that, but basically it's just a distraction. The school gate will stay locked while forensics inspects the scene of the incident. Looks like they're still busy. Let's talk to the person in charge later. Okay, I guess I can't really talk to anyone surrounding us. But then again, they're just nothing but shadows. Gymnasium. Komogata High's gymnasium also serves as a polling place and evacuation center. A lot of the buildings around here are still made of wood, but this place looks safe and sturdy. Well, good, it better be. Ideally, we could talk to someone who was involved in the incident. Easier said than done, though. Right? This place isn't only connected to the case because the students were under Yoshimi's jurisdiction. It's also the site of the Fool's Procession, and of course where that teacher was killed. Seems like a likely place to find some clues, don't you think? Oh, right, speaking of schools. What is it? You said paranormal affairs can't help us right now. So why don't we get that psychic high schooler you mentioned to help us? A lot of the people involved in this case lead back to this school anyway, so it might make things easier to have them with us. For a guy who questioned me on the illegality of working with him, he sure seemed eager to exploit underage labor. Hey, who said anything about exploiting them? I just want to give our young experts the opportunity to shine. When do you become such a smooth talker? Anyway, I'm afraid I don't know where they are. Oh, I see. I wonder if there's anyone who could help us scout out the area. Okay, guess I gotta look for someone. There was 2 here, now there's 3, right? Or am I just going crazy? "9 a.m. A perfectly reasonable time for students to be at school. And yet, I doubt this will be that simple." Okay, well, I don't see how... Oop, not what I meant. Yeah, see, now there's only 2. What? Because every time I look away... Oh, look, and there's 2 over here. Sorry, I'm just... Look, they're disappearing. They're still there. Okay, well, at least I know I'm not going crazy. Yeah, nah, they disappear too. And then they reappear. There's two others. Okay. I'm gonna go nuts watching this. I guess I should go to the other place. I'm really digging the music, I'll tell you that much right now. It seems like Michio's house is at the end of this road. We don't want to intimidate them, so maybe I should go alone. What, you saying we have a scary face? So, the Shirashi household. There's a chance that Michio didn't actually kill herself. It might be for the best that we didn't find her parents. The houses are really cramped together in these narrow alleyways. The strangers like us walking through definitely stand out. It really feels like old Tokyo. It's quiet. This place is normally pretty lively, full of people coming and going. But it seems like everyone's decided to stay inside because of the recent incidents. Alright, anything else I can look around? Nope. You is checking the Shirashi house at the end of the road. This street's real narrow, so two big guys like us would stick out like a pair of sore thumbs. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'll go check the house. He is off checking the Shirashi household. I'll just wait till he gets back. What do we do until then? Oh, here he is. Oh, you're back. No luck, boss. No one home? Doesn't look like it. I knocked for a while, but nobody came to the door. I glanced in the windows, but there was no sign of activity inside either. And I saw about 3 newspapers stuffed into their mailbox. Well, I guess that's it. This is the end for the investigation at the moment, because it's giving me the suspend action. Which means we have to move on to someone else. I think we're gonna go... What's her name again? Yako. Yeah, let's go with Yako. I think this will actually help us with the investigation and get Tsusumi's storyline moving on further. Oh look, Mio did survive. So as long as we actually went home, she's okay. Oh. Good morning, Yako. Huh? Yako? Rise and shine. Huh? You're up. Huh? It's morning. Wait, was she asleep? Are you okay? Can you remember your name? I'm... Yes, I'm Yako Sakazaki. Good. Seems like you're fully awake. Oh, Mio. Thanks for last night. Was everything okay? Yep, still alive. I couldn't dispel the curse echo or learn the identity of who used it, but I managed to at least get away. She's so proud of herself. But in that situation, it's the best you can hope for. I'm sorry, I got you involved in something so dangerous. I meant to look for you as soon as the sun rose, but I was just so sleepy. I can't even remember when I fell asleep. It's okay. It's only natural to be exhausted after what you went through. Besides, I also feel bad that you've been wrapped up in all of this. It's supposed to be my job to prevent that from happening. Oh yeah, you said something about that last night. Just who exactly are you, Mio? Oh, well, the truth is, I've been training things having to do with the supernatural. Huh? You mean you can learn that kind of stuff like you would with flower arranging? Not exactly. I had quite the eventful childhood. Huh. That sounds like it must have been tough. Yes. It would take a long time to explain, so let's leave it at that for now. As fate would have it, I've ended up as the apprentice, or maybe more like assistant, the notable paranormal expert. Schools have always had more paranormal disturbances because young people tend to be more susceptible to these things. I'm sent to schools that may experience something paranormal and put a stop to it before it happens. Oh, that means if she actually manages to survive all the way into adulthood, they might just keep her there as maybe a substitute teacher. I think that'd be the best way to keep her around. Wow, that's amazing. So it's like a part-time job you do while also being a student? Without pay. Well, I do help maintain public order, but it's all part of my training so I don't get any money. Oh, you've got it rough then. But still, that really is amazing. You were so cool when you faced off against the evil spirit. I never know if I should be happy when you compliment me like that. But anyways, that's why it's up to me to resolve any paranormal issues at the school. And why I'm going to look into the cause of all this. But for now, let's head to school. Yeah. Oh, do you have your curse stone? Now that it's daytime and its power is diminished, I should be able to hold on to it. Want to give it a try? Right. I do have it, but you're not gonna give it up. Yako? Is it really so wrong? Trying to bring Michio back, I mean, you're gonna be killing about 100 people if you don't kill the other curse bearers, and either way, you still have to kill a person to bring one person back. And unfortunately, the curse stone doesn't work that way. You still need to kill at least a minimum of 3 to 4 people just to get the amount, the right amount of souls to bring one person back. So, I can't approve of it. The rite may seem like a dream come true, but if it involves taking the lives of other people, then yeah, true. I want to make sure this whole ritual ends without anyone getting hurt. That's what I believe, and what I'll put before anything else. I'm sorry, but is it okay if I hold on to it? Yako? I promise I won't use the curse no matter what, but maybe there's some other way? I just have this feeling that I shouldn't give up the possibility just yet. That said, I'll help you, even if it's to stop the curses. For the Michio that still exists within me, I'll settle things so that we can move forward. Okay, but if you ever feel in danger, you can give me the curse stone at any point. Except at night. Right, thank you, Mio. Okay then, let's go. I feel like their attitude changed quite quickly. They definitely do a 180 very, very fast. Huh? Not it unusually noisy. There's a big group of people and police in front of the school. Did something happen? If the police are here, then something must have. I'll go ask. Thanks. This isn't good. Huh? What happened? Don't panic, okay? The first teacher who came to work this morning found something. Oh, okay? Mr. Junichi was found dead in the middle of the school grounds. What? They're closing the school for today. But that's not all. I didn't know this either since I didn't watch the morning news, but rumors are spreading that a number of bodies were found nearby. What? There's no way. Why? Could it be? Because of the curse? We don't know enough to say. From what I heard, Mr. Junichi's body was in the middle of the grounds, but his body was covered in bruises like he'd fallen from somewhere high. Weird. Taking into account his unnatural death and timing, it's very likely it has something to do with the curses. You're saying someone used a curse on him last night? Seems like it, doesn't it? But that's so scary. Yeesh, so the curses really do kill people. Can someone use it? Shh, keep your voice down, okay? What would happen if another curse spirit heard you? Oh, sorry. I wish we had a little more information, but they locked up the front gate. Maybe we could sneak in through the back entrance. That person over there. Isn't that Hitomi Okuda? You're right. That's unusual. Oh, but she was at this school last night too. You must know something about Mr. Junichi. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, Mio, wait for me. Huh? So you're telling me the two of you were the ones at the school last night? No sense hiding it then. Plus I owe you one, Mio. I'll tell you everything I know. Thank you. She owes you? Oh, yeah. Right after I transferred here, there was a bit of trouble. She gave me one of those, what was it? Oh, exorcisms. Huh? So that's what it was. Did you hear about Mr. Junichi? Heard about it. I've known about it since last night. I saw that asshole bite it on the school grounds myself. What? You saw it happen? Tell us about it. What happened exactly? Don't really know myself. It was pitch black. But I can tell you. It was almost dawn. Probably around 3. He started freaking out all of a sudden, ran out on the ground like something was chasing him, then screamed. Somebody help me! Forgive me, Michio! Or something like that while he was running around. Michio? You mentioned Michio? Was there anyone else out on the grounds? It was too dark to see from where I was. But for just a second I thought I saw a girl in a school uniform with her hair in braids. Oh? I didn't go out to make sure, so it could have been nothing for all I know. Then I heard him begging for his life like, I was wrong and I'll do anything. Then all of a sudden his arms and legs snapped, even though he was just standing there. His arms and legs broke without anything being done to him. He fell over and quit moving, so I thought I'd better get out of there. Then he croaked. That's all I saw. See. But from what you've told us, it almost sounds like Michio's ghost chased down Mr. Junichi and killed him. Hell if I know anything about that. I'm just telling you what I heard him say. Did you tell that story to the police? Nope, and I ain't gonna. Can't count on them for shit. Not like they'd believe such an insane story anyways. Right. But there must be at least one person in the police worth trusting, right? Yeah, I guess. There was this one cop who always got on my case about stuff. But he died just the other day. Oh, he did? I'm sorry to hear that. Everyone who gets involved with me ends up dead. Maybe I really am cursed. Pisses me off. You've got it all wrong. The spirit that possessed you wasn't that kind of spirit. Huh? It wasn't? Yeah, this was just an unfortunate coincidence. Though, I'm sure that was hard enough for you. That's all I know about that asshole's death. Hey Mio, I've been thinking something. The way she described it reminded me of something. The way Mr. Junichi died sounds a lot like how Michio died. Oh. Yeah, it does. Of course, I didn't see it myself, but the state Michio's body was in, it was like she had fallen from high up. Could they have been killed by the same curse? I don't think so. The curses of the 7 mysteries hadn't manifested when she died. And if we can trust what the spirit board said, then Michio died in an accident. Oh, right. That's all I know about that asshole's death. Oh, okay. Hitomi, Were you possessed by some kind of evil spirit? I don't understand it all too well myself. What can I say for sure is, thanks to Mio, the weird symptoms that were happening to me all went away. Yep, some people are born with a natural sensitivity to the paranormal. They tend to end up isolated as they struggle to relate to the people around them. They also tend to draw spirits to them naturally. This can cause strange symptoms they don't understand, like headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations, even memory problems. I'm sure it must have been very hard. So that's how it works, huh? Do people also have their personality taken over when possessed too? It is possible with spirits who have a very close relationships to their target, like siblings or a parent and child. But you must also never hear about people being taken over completely. It's when the two parties aren't in sync that these negative effects can start to appear. So the seances or whatever you see on TV are all bogus? Not quite. There are mediums and diviners who can align their minds with the spirits they call. Though there are people on TV who are just putting on a performance. Huh. There are people who in life had extremely powerful spirit sense, or a deep connection with that person. But even they shouldn't be able to completely take over the person they possess. And even if they could, it'd only be enough to pressure them to choose certain behaviors that wouldn't be unusual for them to do on their own to begin with. But if that's the case, wouldn't you not know if you were choosing that behavior on your own will or not? Hence why there are lots of cases where people don't even realize they're possessed. Though the spirit may influence the behavior and the memories of the host, the deeper the connection in life, the easier it is for that to occur. I see. Getting possessed by a spirit is pretty complicated, huh? It must have been tough for you being possessed for so long, Hitomi. Whatever. Whatever might happen to me doesn't make any sense. Me being able to see spirits and stuff has nothing to do with how things ended up like this. Yeah, it's not like being able to see them is your fault either. The same goes for me. It's just something we have to live with. I think you have a knack for it yourself, Yako. I bet you could see them too with a little training. I think I may pass. Well, that's why you do the job you do, huh, Mio? I thought she was a weirdo when she showed up, all of a sudden saying she was going to exorcise me. If you hadn't said anything, I probably would have knocked your lights out. You tried to perform an exorcism on her without her telling her anything? You see, in my experience, most people don't understand no matter how much I explain. They only accept my explanation after they see the results. Huh. I guess that makes sense. Hitomi, last night before you witnessed Mr. Junoichi collapse, can I ask what he and you were doing in the classroom? You gonna tell the cops? Oh, right. With everything that happened with Mr. Junoichi? They'll suspect you if we told them we saw you with him that night. Anytime something happens with someone like me, all those shitty adults start jumping to conclusions. I understand. I won't tell them. You wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. If you say so, then I don't mind telling you about it. So last night, that piece of shit Junoichi called me over here, acting like he was gonna attack me or something. What? How terrible. Whatever. I'm glad he's dead. He had it coming. Calling people worthless and a cancer on society when he doesn't know shit about them. That asshole was the one always acting like scum if you ask me. Is that so? Did you tell us in more detail why he called you out in the middle of the night? Hard to explain. Where to start? It's hard to explain. Where to start? Okay. What did you mean by Mr. Junoichi acting like scum? Is he doing something bad? You know Michio Shirashi, right? The girl who killed herself? Michio? I don't know everything, but that creep of a teacher had some dirt on her. He was using it to blackmail her. Call her up after school and make her do whatever he wanted. What? What do you mean when you say whatever he wanted? I'll leave it to your imagination. Nothing that a couple model students like you would ever get involved in. No way. That's... How? What do you mean by dirt? I don't know anything about this. How could I not have known about this? Yako, I know how you feel, but try to calm down. You got guts acting like you were her friend. Yunichi really did a number on both Michio's body and soul. She probably felt she couldn't tell anyone, like she had to suffer alone. No. How terrible. Hitomi, how do you know about this? I just happened to walk in on it. I know the spots around school people go to when they want to stay out of sight. He ran off in a panic when I yelled at him, asking what he was doing. Walked in on it. I couldn't just leave her alone, looking like she was about to cry, so I stuck around for a bit. She told me everything that happened in whispers. She probably figured I wasn't the type to spread that stuff around. But she never asked for my help. She told me that she was fine and to keep it a secret. Michio, why? She probably thought she just had to grit her teeth till it was through. She was naive. I tried to tell her that if you give guys like that an inch, they'll take a mile. She kept saying about how it was her punishment. She was soft. No. Of course, Junichi didn't change. He kept on doing what he was doing. I don't understand either of them, but that's as much as I was involved. And then she killed herself. Nothing I could do about it now. Hitomi, if you knew about it, then why didn't you? You trying to say it's my fault? She told me not to say anything. She told me she was fine. So what the hell more responsibility do I have other than what I already did? Yako, there's no point blaming Hitomi. Michio, why? Did you hear what this dirt was? Nope, never heard what it was. But from the sound of it, he'd been blackmailing her since about a year ago. That long? The dick probably caught her doing something she shouldn't have been. She looked well behaved, but there's more to a person than meets the eye, you know. There must be some reason. Oh no, got nothing to do with me. So, last night, how did it start? Ah, right. Remember that nosy cop I mentioned who was always on my case? He died at the former Yasuda Gardens a couple of days ago. Yoshimi was his name. He was part of the juvenile division. He didn't look like a cop at all. Real rough guy. But good at looking out for folks. It was the only one I could talk to. Huh. There was something like that with the police. Too bad he ended up dying. And another thing. One time he suddenly introduced his fiancée to me. It was hilarious seeing a big guy like that act like a shy little kid all of a sudden. She told me that she was like me. She was like me when she was my age and that she was on my side. Must have been a terrible loss for her too. Yeah, I do feel a little bad for her when I think about it, how sad she must be. And I saw him at the garden the night he died. Oh no. Whenever I would get worked up over something, Yoshimi always took me straight to the park. Then he listened to whatever it was I was pissed off about. That day, he called me over to there like usual. But something seemed off about him, like he was worried about something. Worried about something? Yeah, he asked me for a favor too. That was pretty unusual. Favor? What kind of favor? He handed me a weird talisman and asked me to hold on to it for him. A talisman? Yeah, just a normal good luck charm. I figured if that's it, then sure, I'll take it. I have it with me now. But that wasn't all. Then he told me that he wanted me to look for a talisman Michio Shirashi had that looked like this one. Huh? Michio? What does she have to do with this? Ishimi had been meeting up and talking with her. While they were together, he noticed that she had like a special talisman or something. But apparently Michio always avoided the subject. A talisman that Michio had? He knew that I knew her, so that's why he asked me, he said. Could there have been something about that Michio couldn't tell even the police about? I know things at home were a little complicated. From what I heard, Michio was keeping her mouth shut about what Junichi was doing to her. Hard to talk with the cops when someone's got dirt on you. And I didn't squeal on anything about Michio either. Michio, what is it that you had such a strong grip on you? So basically, Ishimi didn't just have his eye on Michio, but her talisman too. But after she died, he didn't know where it ended up. So since I knew her from school, he wanted me to look into it for him. Is there something special about the two talismans? I wonder why he gave it to you. Hell if I know. When I looked inside it, there's just a weird kind of grimy scrap of wood. So you seen inside it? Or from the way he was acting, it seemed important to him somehow. But to be honest, what he was asking is such a pain in the ass, I figured he had to be serious about it. Oh. And since he died right after that. Yeah. He even said to me, if anything happens to me, take those two talismans. Give them to a guy named Nagagoshi at the police department. Knowing what I know, he probably felt that something was gonna happen to him. Nagagoshi. Huh? Do you know him, Mio? No. I've just heard the name, I think. But there really is a Nagagoshi. That's a relief at least. Anyway, it didn't feel right just ignoring a dead guy's last request. Hitomi? Yeah? That talisman. Would you mind if I had a look at it? Sorry, but I don't trust you at all that much yet. It's important to me. Oh, okay. I know what it is. I wonder if it's like maybe a piece of the curse stones that are used to make it. Because so far, they say it's a curse stone, but every one we've seen so far looks like it's actually carved out of wood. Or it just could be the design. I don't know. So, last night you were looking for the talisman Michio had. Yeah. And I figured that piece of garbage teacher would know the most about Michio. I asked him yesterday afternoon if he knew anything about her talisman. He gave me some cryptic response like, I can't talk about it now, come to the school tonight. He even gave me the code to the lock on the back entrance. He seemed pretty willing to give it out, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's used it for secret meetings before. Yuck, I can only imagine. We climbed over the front gate to get in. So yeah, we met up in the classroom in the middle of the night. And nothing he said made any sense. Like that I was really Michio and stuff like that. Oh, okay, sounds like he was going mad. Losing his mind. He went on and on about how it was my fault and that if only I hadn't been around or something. He grabbed a hold of me, breathing heavily. Ugh. Were you okay? Yeah, that's right when you two showed up. I was able to get away while Junichi was freaking out. Oh my gosh. Good thing you got away. So it's really all thanks to you two that I got away. But I didn't get any info about the talisman. But the whole thing was sort of a bust. Afterward, I was wondering what you two were up to, so I headed nearby. Then I saw you and old man Ashimiya talking. And then Mio showed up. Oh, you did? That's also why I saw Junichi come back outside and bite it. I see. So you're only here to look for Michio's talisman. I was dumb to fall for that. Creep Junichi's trap so easy. Yeah, I should have brought a knife. Would have ended it. Oh, then again, it doesn't matter now. He's dead. It could have gone a lot worse, but I lucked out. What you described does sound like Michio killed Mr. Junichi. She did have a reason to hate him after all. No way. You mean that really was her ghost? Like for real? Those who die bearing strong resentment or regret can occasionally become spirits, either bound to a place or roaming freely. However, it'd usually be impossible for them to kill the living, also have that kind of power. But it's possible they could possess someone close to them and to act on those lingering regrets. Huh. Wonder if that's what happened. Alright, then supposing what the spirit board said is true, and Michio's death was an accident, then she must have had some regrets. If she really hadn't given up on living, that is. I don't think she was the kind of girl who would just give up no matter what the situation. I don't really know, but it didn't seem like she had something tormenting her so much that she killed herself. And that's all I know. Happy? I still gotta look for the talisman. Sure. Thank you, Hitomi. Oh, and if you two find out anything about Michio's talisman, we'll be sure to let you know. Thanks. Oh, can we get your contact info? Where can we normally find you? Right. I'm not home most of the time. Usually I'm at a friend's place. Here's the phone number. Thanks. We'll call her if we need to talk with you. And, what is it? You're easier to talk to than I imagined. I was kind of scared at first, but not anymore. Shut up. You were the one avoiding me. Anyway, catch you later. And don't die out there, okay? Thanks. We'll be careful. Aw, she's softening up. She's got friends now. Yay! You must be happy. Alright then. We got a lot of new information. Sounds like Mr. Junichi was killed by a curse, just as we thought. Which means there was a curse bearer at the school. Multiple, in fact. Multiple? You think so? Yes. The curse echo we experienced in the school and the one that killed Mr. Junichi seemed to be different. The people in the school at the time other than us were Mr. Junichi, Hitomi, an old man Ashimiya who ran into. I was thinking it would be among them, but there was one more person. Hitomi saw a girl in a school uniform with braids. From what Hitomi was saying, it doesn't seem like she's one. Mr. Junichi is pretty suspicious though. If he were a curse bearer, it would certainly explain why he was killed. Right. That's why I say there are multiple. Oh right. The person who killed Mr. Junichi would have been one too. Which means it must be either the mysterious girl or old man Ashimiya. Yeah. We should certainly be careful of them. That said, the mysterious girl and the fact that Mr. Junichi thought it was Michio that was attacking him has me wondering. Of course, I doubt Michio herself was actually there, but... Oh, I just remembered. I also saw Mr. Arashi outside the main gate last night. You did? It's likely he's involved with the curses given that he's the one doing research on the Rite of Resurrection. So we'll have to be careful of Old Man Ashimiya and Mr. Arashi. Although, we already took his stone away, so he should be good. But the girls don't know that. I want to believe that not all curse bearers will be hostile, but... As for what to do now, I'd like to find who is responsible for the Feast of Shadows that set this off, and how they did it. I don't think we'll be able to end this without stopping it at its source. Huh, that makes sense. In which case, next we should do... what exactly? We'll need to talk with Mr. Arashi. He definitely knows something. It should be safer during the day, so I think we should try to look for him. Got it. I'll help you in any way I can. But the school is closed. I wonder where he could be. Let's try heading someplace someone may know where he is. Where to go then? Maybe a bar? Let's see. Maybe the candy shop. I can go for the candy. And so, Kurosozu and Yako Sakazaki decided on their next location to investigate. What? That's it? Okay. Well, again, it's this detective's turn. Well, he's not a detective. Private eye, I should say. Let's see what happens from this point on. Good morning, ma'am. How are you feeling? I'm fine. Hope we can make good progress today. How's your curse stone looking? I haven't felt anything from it since sunrise. Interesting. It's possible that its power can only be unleashed at night then. That aside, why are you so late this morning? There are unfortunately some things that can't be investigated while the world slumbers. But I did get some research done in what limited time I had. Very well, let's talk. We may be surrounded by curses and death, but it matters little. My only concern is whether I can see my child again. By the way, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. And what's that? Our current plan is to steal a curse stone that's already absorbed soul dregs, but I'm wondering if it would suffice to not steal, but instead negotiate with the curse bearer and have them use the right for our purpose. Oh? I mean, I suppose that would accomplish the same, but you think it's possible? As long as we offer compensation, it may prove much easier than you expect. Compensation. Cash, for instance. That wouldn't be off the table for a family as rich as the Shigimas, would it? Of course. Why, any amount would be fine if it get the job done. I won't let monetary matters lead me to regrets the way it did back with the ransom. Okay. With that option on the table, let's figure out our strategy. Do you have a curse bearer with whom we can negotiate in mind? Not yet. Surprisingly, it seems the other curse bearers haven't been that proactive about collecting soul dregs. Did you see the news this morning? No, I haven't. Overnight, 3 mysterious deaths were reported in this area. They've yet to announce the identities of the bodies found, but they've been nicknamed the Honjo serial killings. It's garnered quite some attention on the streets. Oh my. Only 3? That's what I thought. Even if the victims were curse bearers, just 1 or 2 wouldn't be enough soul dregs. And for what those curse stones are capable of, a mere 3 victims seems a little on the low side. With this little activity all through the night, the curse bearers must be a cautious bunch. What's holding them back? Are we not all after the power of resurrection? There may still be some undiscovered victims, but it doesn't seem like anyone has gathered enough soul dregs yet. We might have to set up some bait to spur them into action. And then we offer them the deal? Well, that kinda sucks. Hold on, okay, the sticker's gone. Is there a new one? Nope, no stickers. Okay, so this thought just kind of popped in my mind. What if this detective is the serial killer? Well, not the serial killer. He's the killer that killed our son. And now he's basically pretending to be a PI to get money. Because, first of all, what kind of curse stone bearer is gonna give up their stone, or at least the ability to revive someone for money? She's obviously wants her child to be reborn, but the other side about it have the same goals. They all want someone to be reborn. That's why they were given the curse stone. So that means no amount of money should matter to them, right? Except for maybe that one guy that we met at the bridge, but he doesn't matter anymore because he's off the table. So, and then of course we got our detective Suzuki, who he's not in it for monetary or for the resurrection of anyone. He's he's pretty strong in his own right. But again, as for the others, they were given the stone because they had a strong sense of bringing someone back to life. So, and the fact that he just brought up money, it just seems out of the ballpark. I mean, granted, at this very moment, it does sound like a sound plan, but it sounds like a plan that's probably most likely not going to work. And that's kind of what brought my idea, like maybe he's the one who killed her son, kidnapped him, killed him, and now is just basically trying to bring money on the table, so when she does pull it out and it's physically within his reach, he'll go ahead and probably kill her and take the money. That's my guess, because he probably doesn't have anyone to revive. But again, this is nothing but speculation. I could be wrong. And another good clue for me to think this is the fact that so far, every single time he says he had a lead, had to do, he was giving us information from his point of view. We're never really around him 24/7, so for all we know, he's doing whatever he probably is doing the investigation. But again, I could be wrong. I'm not that smart. I'm just rambling. So I'll shut up, and we'll see where we go from here. None of the curse bearers seem very proactive. I wonder if the situation could be what the mastermind who kicked it all off intended. Now that's an interesting theory. You think there's someone behind this all? You mentioned hearing an agonized voice telling you to kill when you first obtained the curse. It doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Something agitated the curses in this area on purpose. They are likely after the rite of resurrection as well. So you're thinking this person is not one of the curse bearers. You've got a sharp mind, ma'am. Though it might seem obvious for the mastermind to become a curse bearer and collect soul dregs if they were after the rite, this would be very risky since as a curse bearer, they themselves would become a target. So, it'd actually be more convenient for them if the curse bearers move less aggressively? That's right. But despite that, they've been inciting the curse bearers to commit murders. Why? Let's consider this. What if the mastermind isn't trying to collect soul dregs themselves? You mean their intention was also to steal the souls while the other curse bearers compete with each other from the start? Sitting back and observing from the silence is a safer course of action. Which is why I figured the best for us to attempt the same strategy. So, how should we do it? There's still reason to suspect the mastermind could be a curse bearer themselves. To be honest, I want to keep my distance from whoever it is. Just don't tell them what kind of power they might possess. Whether our aim is to negotiate or steal, we'll have to outplace the mastermind in making contact with the other curse bearers. How do you suppose we do this? At this point, all we can do is search. If there's a mastermind inside in the curse bearers to collect soul dregs, can we be sure there even is a rite of resurrection? Good question. The rite could be nothing but a myth fabricated to spur the curse bearers into action. Seeing it might be for naught, do you want to give up, ma'am? No. Understood. After all, we'll never know the truth unless we see for ourselves. Now that I think about it, since we know there's probably someone else out there secretly wanting this done, that explains why Oki died as soon as he got the 100 the souls that he needed for his curse stone. He probably died, and then his souls were stolen from him. But we'll do it without using the curses ourselves. Oop, and then click that. By the way, I met a few people who seemed like potential curse bearers last night. I did some investigating into all of them, but I only managed to get a detailed information on 2. You're quick. I suppose that's to be expected from an investigator extraordinaire. I appreciate the flattery. And he's got to do the pose, too. First, there's Ayami Tono, the girl we talked to before. Though she isn't a curse bearer herself. She's a student attending T University of Arts. She currently lives alone in an apartment near Midorico Park. You even determined her address? You're not one to be underestimated, Mr. Investigator Extraordinaire. I called every single university with Ukiyo in the curriculum pretending to be her parent. I went around to check on her place on the way here. It doesn't seem like she returned home last night. I'm worried she might have run into some trouble. Didn't you attempt to follow her last night? I'm embarrassed to say, but I couldn't. She shook me. Smart girl. I couldn't keep track of her. And here I thought you were an investigator extraordinaire. I'd like to learn more about her, but it would take some time. She is planning to steal the curse stones just like us. It's best we act carefully around her. Next is a tall man who was dressed in black. I met him near Kinshiko. He stood out with the way he dressed. Managed to get some good information from him. Impressive. What can I say? He works as the secretary of Hihaku Soap's chairwoman. I believe his name is Takumi Yomioka. The Hihaku Soap's headquarters and factories are both located in Honjo, correct? Yes. They've been here for a while, but it's only in the past 10 years that the company has shown significant growth. I remember seeing the chairwoman on the news a few years back. She seems to be very shrewd. With the increase in sales, I assumed she'd want her factories running at full capacity. But with the harsh restrictions against industrial waste, a lot of the factories with older equipment had to be shut down. That's right. Even 10 years ago, there were many complaints about chemical plants dumping waste into the river. Most companies back then were more concerned with making a profit than protecting the environment. I wonder what a man working for such a company would have been up to in the middle of the night. On the way here, I stopped by the company's headquarters, but they hadn't started for the day. I should have better luck later. Let's hope you will. Perhaps they're interested in seeing if the ride would be beneficial for their product research in beauty and skincare? Now that's an interesting thought. I ran into one more suspicious young man last night. This one seemed to be out collecting soul tracks, right? Is it Oki? Nope, no it's not. Indeed. I couldn't get a good look at him though, and I couldn't gather enough intel to properly identify him. Now, that's a shame. But I can make an educated guess. Oh? You know that researcher who discovered the ancient texts on the Rite of Resurrection? The one that lives near here? His name is Hideki Arashi. The man I met was very similar in stature. Oh my. Even if he is involved? I'll awfully suspect. Considering his background, couldn't he be the one who initiated the whole affair? I think it's possible, yes. Which is why I decided to refrain from making contact with him for the time being. Safety first. Understandable. Of course, I want to learn more, but this isn't the right time to focus on him. I prefer to ascertain who else is the curse bearer. First, I'll return to Hihaku Soap to see that man in black. Their headquarters are down on South Warigasu Street. I learned something new about the criminal involved with the kidnapping. It concerns the serial killings. There's a body found at Kamagata High School. The person was identified as a school teacher. His name was Kohei Junoichi. Do you think he was a curse bearer? Not sure. It's possible. But regardless, this means that two people who knew the truth about the kidnapping are both dead. This one we're getting somewhere. It isn't enough to make me give up, of course. Still, we don't know anything about Michio Shirashi's residence. It'd be wise to pay it a visit. Understood. In addition to the 3 victims associated with the Honjo serial killings, there's Michio Shirashi, who reportedly committed suicide and the police officer who died at the former Yasuda Gardens. If strange deaths continue occurring like so, they're bound to inspire strange rumors. But those last two have nothing to do with the 7 mysteries, no? It's true, both occurred a week before this accursed situation began. Still, it cannot be ruled out. It's possible that the mastermind was involved even with those killings. How? What if there were preliminary steps to awakening the 7 mystery curses? Can we really assume they're unrelated just because the timing doesn't match up? Or rather, the police officer's death is so baffling that it'd be easier if it were connected to these curses. The victim wasn't the type to be caught off guard easily. He seemed to know a lot about this. I suppose we weren't strangers. Our personal feelings might be wrapped up in this one too. Hey, if you were to investigate this matter more, you might get a lead on the mastermind. You're right. If we wish to focus on the mastermind's identity, this would be a fine starting point. We might even discover more deaths related to the curses on the way. We should pay attention to today's news. Well, that's all I have to report. Shall we continue with our investigation? What do you want to do? If you still can't use the curse stone, taking a walk should be a fine place to start. Right. Let's go together. I want to see what's going on for myself. In that case, I'll trust you to decide on where we should go, ma'am. Where should I go to begin my research? Which places have stood out to me the most so far? Let's see. The one that kind of stood out to me at the moment was this one right here. The Hihaku Group's headquarters are on the other side of South Waragetsu Street. They were closed when I visited this morning, but it appears things are up and running now. First, I need to confirm whether Takumi is the man I ran into last night. Then I'll be able to determine if he's a curse bearer. It'll be better if I go inside the headquarters alone. You should walk around, visit a cafe for some tea perhaps. Alright, guess that would be the best option to think, really. To think, a small soap making company could grow so much in such a short time. They have factories and warehouses throughout the area now. You can see why director and now chairwoman Natsui Yamamori is called the Queen. Natsui is the former president of Hihaku Sales, a large chemicals company. Though she retired from her position 2 years ago, she still wields great influence over the company from her position of chairwoman. Recently, there have been rumors about her possessing strange and powerful magical abilities, earning her the nickname, the Witch of Hihaku. Prior to the war, Natsui enjoyed working her dream job at a textile factory. She was forced to face the bitter reality of the world, however, when the factory was destroyed by fire during the war, and she was ordered to rework the fabric she had painstakingly crafted into something more suitable for her blue-collar work. Witnessing the rise in popularity of Western-style clothing in the post-war period, Natsui left the textile industry. However, a nod to her past can be seen in her company's name, with Hihaku being another name for Hisui, a type of fabric featuring patterns and images woven with dyed fibers. Having long been dissatisfied with the soap supplied at the textile factory, Natsui saw a business opportunity and set up her own small business soap factory. Taking inspiration from imported soap brands, she developed new products which quickly gained a good reputation. Ever since a shrewd businesswoman, Natsui ran an aggressive promotional campaign on TV, featuring a popular Japanese singer, rapidly turning Hihaku's soaps into a household name. So, there's a chance she knows how to use paranormal magic, and now it seems like she is the one that probably caused the whole thing to go. Kickstarted things. Probably did the What was it called again? Something feast? Other one. You mentioned that Takumi works here as a secretary. That's correct. Do you think it's possible he's acting on her orders? That's exactly my thinking. A curse bearer with both money and power could certainly look at resurrection as their next prize. Negotiating with a person of that stature may prove difficult. Right? They got all the money in the world. Alright, well, I guess... Back in the Edo period, the canal known as South Parigasu ran through this area, but it's been turned into a major road. It's a bit away from Kenshicho Station or Ryogoku Station, though it's still considered a nice area. The stories of the ever-burning lantern and the foot-washing mansion both took place around here. One of the bodies discovered this morning was found by this road as well. This is quite a lively area, huh? I suppose you could call it somewhat of a city center. Okay, well, I guess we're not gonna be able to do anything, so... we'll go to the park. Stay close by. We're here. This is Midoricho Park. Ayami Tony lives around here. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning. I wonder if it's worth checking again. It seems picking up Ayami's trail is out of the question for now. Why did we even come here? So look around for clues. This place is connected with the story of the Taiko of Sugaru. Not only that, Katsushika Hokusai's home was also in this area. That might be why Ayami chose to live here. We won't get much done standing around here. Why don't I go and check out Ayami's apartment? You don't mean to speak with her, do you? No. I prefer to get an idea of what she's been up to. I like to see whether she's been home or not, just to potentially get a trace on her movements. Then, be my guest. Okay, I shouldn't be long. Okay, now he leaves. Why didn't he go into the soap factory? I'm back, ma'am. Oh, nothing? I'm afraid so. She still hasn't returned. However? I noticed a few people who seem to be related to the police force keeping watch in the area. I don't know if they got eyes on her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in. Interesting. You've got a sharp eye to have noticed them despite them being so covert. What can I say? It's part of the job. However, it meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door or looking through her windows. I wasn't able to check her electric meter or mailbox either, unfortunately. You were planning to go that far? It looks like she's creeped out by him. Well, is there anything else? Okay, nope. Let's see. Here we are at Ground Zero, Tomagata High School. I guess it's logical that the police got this place shut down. The teacher's body was found here after all. It's as if the students have nowhere to go now that the school's closed. They could just go home, play video games. It seems the officers are still inspecting the scene. Entry has been strictly prohibited. The news has attracted a bunch of curious onlookers, huh? That works in our favor. The more people around, the better we can blend in. This place is said to be connected with the story of the Fool's Procession. I wouldn't be surprised if a curse bearer decided to turn up. However, I need to find out if that teacher was a curse bearer or not. I expect the police to be baffled since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around and see what the students have to say. Alright, I'll go ask the students about Michio. I'm back, ma'am. So, what did you learn? That school kids sure love a good rumor. I was particularly drowning in stories about Mr. Junoichi and Michio, most of which seemed dubious at best. Not surprising. Most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought. But there was one story that caught my attention. Oh? Some believe that Michio is the one who killed Mr. Junoichi. Really? The story's got two pieces of evidence to back it up. One of them wasn't news to me. Apparently he's been mumbling that Michio was going to kill him for some days now. A fellow teacher overheard his mumbling and told the students. And then it spread like wildfire, I suppose. Rumors that juicy don't stay a secret for long. As for the other piece of evidence, a pigtailed girl in her school uniform was seen around school late last night. Go on. Although numerous people claim to have seen the girl, not one of them saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michio brought back to life, but that it was her vengeful spirit. But it's not like Michio's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. This rumor might have been made up just to fan the flames. But if it were true, I'd want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping. If she's still alive, that'd be a deal. There's still one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michio lived. A student had a list of student addresses on hand. And that's an amazing find. I believe all the students actually have a copy of said list. It truly worries me how easy it was to obtain what should be confidential information. Imagine what would happen if that information got into the wrong hands. Well, so far it hasn't, no? Sure, let's hope it stays that way. In the meantime, it's now possible for us to visit Michio Shirashi's house. Okay, good. Anything else? I can imagine the students are uneasy after learning of the murder. It may do them well to stay home for some time, if not for fear of their own safety. The police are probably too wrapped up in solving the case to be concerned about the students' mental health. I can see them. Alright everyone, making great progress. I was hoping we get this done a little bit sooner, but it looks like Kurt is going to continue on for just a little bit longer, and I do need a little break. But not that you care. But what you should care is to look out for the next episode, okay? Until then, have fun.